This video is all about the body listens, so feed it with positives. Now, when I was in primary school, we often used to have a lot of name calling and disputes and arguments. And you'd hear the children running around the playground going, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me." But in fact, that's not entirely true, because what we think to ourselves, what we say to ourselves and say to others affects our brain and our body. So let me give you an example. If I was to wake up in the middle of the night really hungry and I went to the fridge and I helped myself to rotting, rancid, bad food, then obviously I would be physically sick and ill if I ate it. And it's in the same way that if we feed our brain with rotting, rancid, bad, negative thoughts, our bodies will be physically sick too. We often hear people say, "I was sick with worry." So thoughts, what are they? They're basically chemical and electrical activity in the brain. So when we think a thought, we produce chemicals to make us feel the way we think. So if we were to think a worry thought, an anxious thought, we produce all these stress chemicals to make us feel worried and anxious. And if we kept doing that for a long time, in the long term, it would be really bad for our health. And if we started to think happy thoughts, positive thoughts, we would release happy chemicals to make us feel really good. And research tells us that happy people live 10 years longer than their miserable friends. So why do we have all these negative thoughts? Well, it's a primitive thing where our ancestors, they were scanning the environment for threats to their survival, always looking for what could go wrong, looking for danger. And we kind of do the same ourselves. We're focusing a lot on what is wrong with our bodies, with our health, as opposed to what is right with it. So what kind of things would we say to ourselves? Well, we could say things like, "Oh, the school run, I hate it. It just takes so long in all this traffic. And I get really anxious and scared when I have to speak up in front of people at meetings. I've no self-confidence." And with regards to our health, we could say things like, "I'm so stiff when I wake up in the morning and I just can't sleep anymore. I'm an insomniac. My knees are getting worse and worse. And every time I eat that pizza, it gives me the worst stomach bloating ever. And I'm getting so many coughs and colds and sore throats. My immune system is absolutely rubbish." Now, you know what? That is not a nice thing to say to your immune system, because your immune system works really hard 24/7 to protect us and to look after us in the best way it can. And what we need to do is to support it and encourage it by what we say to it, so what we think about it. So what should we say instead? We should say, "My immune system is so strong, so powerful and incredibly efficient." And you know what happens then? Those words will tell the brain to send a message to your immune system that it is actually true. And then you will feel a lot better, and then you'll actually start to become really healthy. You kept saying that to yourself. Because what happens is what you focus on, what we focus on, is drawn to us like a magnet. It becomes our reality. So if we always focus on what is wrong with us, that's what will draw towards us, that's what we will see. Because the brain will look for evidence to prove to us that it is actually true. So we have to really watch out what we're saying. Now, to end this, because the sun's it's going to get dark in a minute, I was going for a walk with my friend, and she said to me, "Do you see that field over there with long grass? That's the kind of long grass that gives me the most terrible hay fever, and I haven't taken my antihistamines." And just a short while after she passed the field, she started sneezing and having symptoms, because she told herself she was going to get that. So be careful what you say to yourself, because the body is always listening. So let's feed it with positives. Now, in the next video that I will do, I will show you how we go about feeding our body with positives. Bye for now.